Lewiston.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that the longest game in the history of the World Series, 16 innings, happening in 1961 and again in 1964, but neither of those games were played here, so this now becomes the longest game in Lewiston. The 1961 game was in Sioux City, Iowa, and in 1964 the World Series was in St. Joseph, Missouri. So 14 innings, the longest in the history of the World Series in Lewiston, a 25-year run, 17 of those consecutively here.
As you take a look at Gray, he's been tremendous since he came into this ball game as the 5th pitcher, and he is going to face 2, 3, and 4 at least in the lineup. Here's Omar Smith, the senior, batting .343. First pitch to him is popped up right side. He's being chased by Smith, and he's got it in foul territory for the first out of the game of the 14th inning.
He had a long run to get there. A little bit surprised that maybe down 2 runs, you're not a little more selective there, but Smith going after the first pitch, trying to set the table for the big boys that follow.
It was 4 straight base hits as part of a 5-run first inning by the Point View Skyhawks, who are trying to earn their first win ever in the World Series, way back in the first inning. And the way they were hitting the baseball, they scored 7 in the first 2 innings. It just did not look like it was going to be AUM's day. Both of these teams have battled. Both teams have hung around. Both teams have had chances, especially late in this game. And now it's up to Familia to try to get on base. Leading the count 1-0, and now even up at 1-1. Leone Familia, the senior. He's been on base twice. He's actually been on base 4 times, scored twice. He's hit by a pitch. Has 3 base hits. 1 out in the bottom of the 14th. It's now 1-2. AUM trying to get their 9th all-time win in the College World Series. This is their 4th appearance after they lost in extra innings yesterday. Familia takes a little extra time. Padron on deck. A 1-2 down and away. Ray has got a couple of guys to go fishing on that pitch.
Just checking the results for AUM. They have an 8-7 win, a couple of 8-7 wins, and a 9-7 win. So I got to think this would be the largest deficit they've overcome all year.
Pitch to Familia, and he drives that third baseman, bobbles it. Cosby won't even make the throw as his first baseman, Siebert, was telling him to hold that up. It's a solid shot. They already put an error up on the board. That's a tough one because that's a hard hit.
Well, that's now the 3rd error in the game against the Warhawks. He's just playing back here, and it's kind of a stayed down. The ball did. Maybe he looked for a little extra hop at the end that never came, and it looked like it might have hit him on the shin. 3 errors committed by Auburn Montgomery by 3 different infielders. We had the one where there was a double error, the first baseman and the second baseman, each making an error on the same play, Siebert and Tedford. Now Cosby charged for 1.
Padron with 38 runs driven in, coming into the College World Series. He's got 5 home runs on the year, and he just looked for his 6th with that big swing.
Out in front of what looked to be a changeup.
Great call, because you know a guy's amped up. You know he's looking to try to get a good swing in. Tying run at the plate with 1 away as Familia reaches on an error. Righty with that ball coming into the lefty.
I know it goes against conventional wisdom, but I almost would play near the bag, but not necessarily hold the runner here to give my first baseman a little better look, considering the power of a left-handed pull hitter right here.
Big swing and a miss for strike 3. What a day by
base runner until that error here with 1 out in the 14th.
The junior Cabral. As the Point U Skyhawks getting down to their final hopes. The junior batting .284, fouls that off. He's got 3 home runs on the year. Cabral grounded out in the first, grounded out in the second, singled in the 5th, flew out in the 6th, flew out in the 9th, popped out in the 12th.
In case you're wondering, Florentino would not hit in this situation. Kane Gibson has grabbed a bat in the on-deck circle.
1-1 the count. The 2 runs in the top of the 14th inning began with the number 9 hitter. Gray's pitch driven left side. That's going to be foul.
Well, that sets up an interesting situation, though. You just hammered a breaking pitch into the pull side corner. So, conventional wisdom here, do you throw him a fastball and speed the bat up a little bit, or do you double up with the breaking ball? I think I'd try to throw the breaking ball off the plate and see if I can get it to go fishing.
Cabral awaits the 1-2. Gray looking for another strikeout.
He did both. He went fastball, but then went off the plate. So, changing the eye level again. You got to sit fastball right here and try to adjust to the curve if you're Cabral. You cannot be guessing breaking pitch and get caught looking.
Familiar with the lead at first. The 2-2 pitch, that is fisted. Behind and out of play, stays 2-2. Game number 6 of the College World Series. Game number 2 today will get underway in 55 minutes following the conclusion of this game, which is almost 4.5 hours old. The 2-2 to Cabral, hit left side, rush back at the wall, makes the catch to send AUM on to the next round here in the World Series on a drive by Cabral that had Point U thinking for a second what might have been. Wow. The Skyhawks season comes to a close. They go 0-2 in their first ever appearance in the World Series. But that final stroke right there, showing how they came to play, and AUM battles back. Down 7-1, I believe it was so long ago, to come back to win it here in the 14th inning, 11-9, Craig.